What's in the box? That question is one that many viscerally remember being asked at the end of David Fincher's Seven. The moment this question is asked is truly haunting, but what stands out to me is not oh, fuck, wait, I should probably do a spoiler warning. Spoilers for Seven is what I meant. What stands out to me is not Gwyneth Paltrow's head in a box. Instead, it's the finality of Detective Mills's character in this moment. When Brad Pitt decides to shoot Kevin Spacey, maybe we would now all clap because of the history of the man at the end of the barrel, but back before Spacey was unmasked, and in the context of this universe, holding John Doe at gunpoint was this man's last chance at showing growth. Detective David Mills is presented as your run-of-the-mill protagonist at first, but unlike many of these common protagonists, he is specifically designed not to change. The stagnation of growth comes with a cost that is expertly displayed in the end, but this unwillingness didn't happen without plenty of chances to, in fact, have an arc. So, try to ignore what's in the box for now. Rather, let's invest in a story of missed opportunity. Mills could have grown plenty, but just chose not to. He did so exactly 7 times. Just kidding. I wish. We first see Mills's character established as a hot-headed young buck who has ego out the wazoo. His early interactions with Detective Somerset really show off how egotistical this guy is. At one point, Somerset sends him away from a crime scene. The next time these two meet after that, Mills is complaining about Somerset's conduct. He's trying to tell Somerset that he doesn't need to be talked down to. You see, Mills is of the opinion that he's put in the time to earn respect. This is an insanely tone-deaf thing to say when you're talking to Somerset. This guy is a true OG, and I'm not just saying that because he's Morgan Freeman. He's obviously been at the force for many years. I mean, hell, he's retiring this week. A quality that Mills could give less of a fuck about. Mills is like a kid who walks into a high school class and tells the teacher that they need to earn his respect. It's like, bro, the teacher, who is Somerset in this analogy, doesn't need to earn your respect. He's been doing this for years. This dynamic being set up early on makes us think that Mills will be the one who shows growth. Man, oh man, how we were mistaken. Early on, we also see a very distinct difference between Somerset and Mills. With Somerset being much more of a model cop and human being, juxtaposed to Mills' heavy-handed, me-first attitude, the dynamic presents itself as an obvious setup. Somerset's methodical calmness on the case versus Mills' short fuse. We think Mills will learn his composure from Somerset. This obviously didn't happen, and on a rewatch, the subversions become clear because we see how different these two were the entire time. Somerset is always cynical. Mills is always idealistic. Somerset studies the mind of the killer. Mills studies to catch the killer. Somerset likes wine. Mills likes beer. Even when these two come closer together as friends, their stark contrast is always in our face. Luckily, this doesn't stop there from being some very warm moments, like the dinner scene. Possibly the most paining part of Mills's non-arc is that he's given a clear path to grow. The dinner scene is the first moment that we see this sentiment. Watching this group laugh around the dinner table starts to shed light on the domesticated route that Mills could take. He has a beautiful wife whose head is not yet in a box. Tracy shows us what life could be for Mills, and much more than just show it, she explicitly calls for it. The quiet scenes where Tracy confides in Somerset shows off just how disconnected Mills is from his own partner. He's a man obsessed with work, and I think himself. Mills doesn't seem to give nearly as much attention to his wife as she might deserve. The path of a family man would not only complete Tracy's character, but would be a great way for Mills to temper his edge. In a relationship, leading with emotion at the forefront just doesn't work. Trust me. Tracy would have been the perfect person to discover this with, especially because Somerset is not the guy to teach him. And that's not for lack of trying. The easiest example to point towards is the conversation that happens outside of John Doe's door. Somerset really tries to help Mills with his emotions. He's all over the place after a chase and just wants to enter this property without a warrant. Plus, this is after Mills has seen some very brutal crime scenes. Crime scenes that, in fact, shook Detective Mills. One might assume that would change a man and cause him to not want his emotions to run that high. But Mills constantly remains impulsive in future situations rather than reflective. All the crime scenes that should have helped Mills find restraint didn't. Somerset is really the last resort, although his attempts to calm down Mills are normally less than direct. Unlike in this scene where he actually tells Mills that he should be less emotional. And we all should have given up on this detective turning towards the light when we heard his response. I feed off my emotions. Yeah, we know you do, buddy. This line shows that Mills knows exactly what he's doing and prefers it. This explains why he's always so abrasive without fail. He thinks he's helping. The very non-helpful abrasiveness is there the whole film. Mills breaks laws, breaks conduct, breaks chain of command. The guy is a completely immature hothead, which is why he should have never been in that car with John Doe. The car ride conversation will go down as some of the greatest movie dialogue of all time. Watching John Doe meticulously wear down Mills in all the right ways, if only he could realize he's being played. Right here is where we start to see the consequence of stagnation. By the time our main characters leave the city searching for John's last victims, the pattern is pretty clear. John Doe's masterpiece requires human involvement. The only way for Mills to not get involved with this convo, and what's going to happen next, is pure detachment. Something that an emotional Mills has never had. He identifies with each thought and emotion to a T, and thinks that's what he's supposed to do. As the drive continues, it becomes clear that the missed lessons of Mills from earlier will surely come back to bite him. Mills grows more and more frustrated, more and more attached to the situation. The attachment becomes unbearable when we get to the climax. The drive is ended, and Mills is now left with the decision: kill the man who killed his wife, or walk, refusing to play into John's game. We all know what Mills chooses. Detective David Mills is a scary but very compelling character. To be set up with Somerset and have a loving wife like Tracy while still not being able to have a single concrete change in philosophy is sad, but intentional. Mills is a broken man. His head is never in the right place. We only expect him to grow because of our predisposed notion about film in general. Yeah, you might expect your main character to have an arc. The chances he is given to grow are plentiful. So when we watch this film back, it's absolute torture to see all of Mills's missed opportunities. But we also see exactly how it led to his climax. Even in Mills's final moments before becoming a murderer, the simple question of what's in the box shows a metaphoric example of emotional attachment. This question is not the important part. But any sense of logic is replaced with a primal fear and rage. Call it denial, call it dire confusion, call it whatever you want. What's in the box is hopefully enough for Mills to finally see the main message of Seven. It doesn't serve you to be ran by your emotion. Control is a virtue. If only he would have taken that page out of Somerset's book. So let me ask you just once more, what's in the box? And does it really matter? Or is it your attachment to the idea of what could be that's paining you? So, no box for you. And with that, thank you, Maggie. Specifically you, Maggie. And of course, to everyone else who watched this one, thank you. Yeah, I mean, I just really think that this movie is... Oh, god damn it. Never mind. I can't take it anymore. We have to see what's in the box. I apologize. It's been too long. Oh, fucking son of a bitch. Whoa. Self-promotion. It seems what was in the box was the Fresh Out the Film shout-out for the end of this episode, which is a podcast where me and my sister get out of the movie theater after watching a film, go straight to the car and talk about it for approximately 2 hours. We're on Spotify only right now. I would love for you to check it out. There are a few more dismembered body parts in here, but that's not the important part. But I think that's it. So, deuces.